I cannot believe I am here with all of you ladies. This is awesome. We had our first meetup in South Florida, and we are celebrating our 10-year anniversary. Motiv-8 has been around for 10 years in January. Did you guys know that?
I did not know that.
January was a 10-year anniversary. And so that said, I cannot thank all of you enough because I know that you have actually been using the Motiv-8 products for like
long time,
almost close to that, right? Like 8 years or something like that. And I know this year we had a lot of changes as far as like additions. We added so many really cool new products. For me personally, I love the additions because I always take supplements in the morning. So it's been really nice to have some of my own products that I could actually use, you know, instead of just like the pre-workouts and the recoveries and all that. But anyway, what I want to do is I wanted to just kind of go around the table, and I wanted you to introduce yourself for any viewers who, I think everyone who follows Motiv-8 knows who Gracie, Jessica, and Anna Marie are, because you guys are like the core foundation of the company.
Thank you.
And I, you know, just also to personally share with you, because I interact a lot. I'm like a very, very hands-on owner, as you guys know. And so I help out with customer service. I get on the Instagram page and I help out the team members. I feel like it's really important for me to see what people are saying. And I cannot tell you, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I get a lot of DMs or questions, and people say, I found you through one of the influencers, and I say, who? And I'll get, Jessica, or I'll get Grace and Anna Marie, and I'm like, oh great, we love them, So you guys, just so you know, people are really reaching out, and they find out, and they really appreciate. But let's go through, I'll let each of you introduce yourselves, and what I wanted to start out with was just kind of like a little summary of how long you've been using Motiv-8, and how it's helped you in your journey. I know we all have really similar journeys, so we can talk about that later. But if you want to go first, Grace, and talk about that.
So I've been with Motiv-8 since the very beginning. This was like 2015. They sent out like samples, or like the container, like the products and everything, just to like try it out. And I immediately fell in love with it. And like when I love something, like
what did you like about? Like, what was the thing that when you first tried it, you said, I love this. It's so different.
So when I first tried it, the reason why I really like ended up loving it is because like with like the burn, there's no of like that tingling sensation, because the previous like pre-workouts that I would try, there's a lot of like, I just didn't like it. Like I kept trying new ones until I found like the right one. And so when I tried burn for the first time, I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, and I remember like jumping on my treadmill and just like loving that energy that I got. There was no like jitters, like nothing. It just felt very natural. It felt really good.
That, right.
And it like it's just like clean. Like the flavors are really good. So I had tried. It was the burn, and then the sleep, and then it was the detox. So it was like just like 3 products, and I tried them out. And like I even did like a little tutorial for YouTube, and just like to give like my experience on it, and I just loved it. I was like, okay, this is like what I finally found.
That's
like
awesome.
The pre-workout that I want. Yeah.
I think a lot of our customers feel that way too, because the biggest thing we hear is what you just said, which is that the burn, which is our core foundational product, doesn't give the jitters or the crash. And I'm the same way. I cannot take anything. I have a lot of energy, so if I take anything that gives me that feeling, I do not like it.
Yeah.
I feel like I should know this, but I don't know your favorite flavor of burn.
Mixed berries.
Okay, your mixed berries.
That's like my all-time favorite right now.
But you love it too. That's why I was confused. Like everyone loves mixed berries.
Mixed berries, yeah. All the flavors are really good, but like once you find like your favorite, it's like okay. So whenever it's like, okay, what do you want to order every month? It's always like, can I get another mixed berries? Like it's so good.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Thank you. I love hearing that. What about you, Jessica?
So I had started my Motiv-8 journey in 2017. I also I knew another influencer that was using it, and I looked up to her. Like, she motivated me. So whenever I got approached to ask to try the products, I was like, yeah, I want to try them. And so I instantly like fell in love with the burn. Again, it's that natural like feel good energy with the endorphins, and then I also like they had protein. Well, we have protein, but it was
It was a
different.
different
Yeah,
protein.
we had protein back then as well, and I just fell in love with like I ate oatmeal every morning, so like adding that to like my oatmeal just was like so good. And I don't know, I never had tried too many pre-workouts because I started my weight loss journey in 2016, and a year later is whenever Motiv-8 reached out, and I didn't start off with like pre-workouts or anything because I knew nothing about supplements. So whenever I did try, I think I started like with a C4, like basic, you walk into GNC, recommend me something.
Yeah.
And so whenever I tried the pre-workout, it was like, all right, I want in. And what else did we have back then that did we have greens back then?
We had amino.
Amino.
You like amino, right?
Amino, yes, because those were like the top two things that I would like talk about and share. The burn and amino, and just the flavors of it, like it wasn't super overwhelming and everything. And I don't know, I just genuinely love the product. And then the team I just always felt like home to me, and feeling like comfortable and welcomed. And then I don't know, like I feel at home.
I love that.
It's the community, like the people from. It is a family.
Well, I mean, I'll let you go next, but I'll just share with you guys my experiences of what you just said. So as you know, I have my own social media following, and as an fitness influencer myself, I was getting sent so many supplements. Like you guys, I've tried everything, and it was just really frustrating to me because I did find things on occasion I liked, but I didn't find any one company that was my go-to. And so that I just like to have a brand that I, really value the quality, the taste, the pricing is good. And so now being able to say that, I am here with Motiv-8, able to create our formulas based on what I like, what my customers like, what my community likes, is just like a very, very reassuring feeling. And the community is definitely the huge added benefit of everything.
Very true.
So, well, and Anna Marie and I go back.
Way back.
So, I when I realized that Anna Marie also was using Motiv-8, I was super thrilled. So I said we have something even more in common now.
Absolutely.
So you've been using Motiv-8 for a
so
long time.
when I started at 411 pounds, and my first 100 pounds I used like your generic pre-workouts, and it was just enough to like get me through a workout, sweat, just have me kill it. But I needed to find something that wouldn't crash afterwards, that wouldn't have me feeling like I was addicted to it. Granted, I'm addicted to what it does for me now, but I didn't want to be addicted to the actual supplement for my workouts.
Right.
And I wanted to be able to have the same benefits and the same workout, but without the tingles, without the jitters, without the shakes, without the itches. Like I wanted to be able to have the same intensity of a workout, but without all of those side effects.
Right.
So when I tried Burn from weight loss influencers, what I loved about the supplement line at the time was that it just didn't cater to somebody that was just trying to get fit. It catered to those who had a massive weight loss journey. And what I love about Motiv-8 is that it caters to everybody on any part of your journey, whether you're trying to gain weight, lose weight, whether you are doing a body recomp. Like I wanted a supplement line that I could use for my entire journey. So I started with the Burn and the Amino. Detox, I fell in love with. There's just something about, as a woman going through gut health issues, most importantly, just like the foods that we eat for weight loss is a lot of fiber, it's a lot of things like protein. So your body's adjusting to it when you have a supplement that can enhance the results of what you're trying to accomplish. It just made me fall in love with that one as well. And then now we've just expanded, and it's like when you think we can't get anything more, we get something even better. So that's awesome.
I love that because we have some new flavors coming up.
Yes.
And we just launched our new protein about 6 months ago, which is super clean whey. And I always had an issue with protein because I get very bloaty. I actually couldn't even have whey.
Yes.
Every single company I tried. So our whey is completely
clean.
You bake with the protein.
Yeah,
A lot.
so I'll like make like pancakes with this. So not even technically baking, but like just using it as pancake batter.
Okay.
So I'll just make pancakes with it, or I've made like little mug cakes with it in the microwave.
Protein ice cream, I'm a fan of.
Ooh, how do you do protein
The
ice
Ninja
cream?
Creamy, the best investment.
Really?
Yes,
It
it
just
was-
mixes it
So the
together?
Ninja Creamy, it's a machine that you buy. I saw it on TikTok, of course. That's the world that we live in.
Okay.
And you literally just put whatever your your base is, like an almond milk or like Fairlife, with your protein, and you freeze it. And then when it comes out, you just add it into this machine, and it makes an ice cream. And I'm very picky.
That
So
sounds
it-
pretty
no,
good.
it's
Yes, I've seen it on
literally-
TikTok.
Yeah.
Before.
it's worth every dollar.
You should make a video with that using the
I will,
protein and
okay,
the ice
yeah,
cream
yes.
because
I
I
never
didn't even
even
know
heard- I
about
never
Ninja
heard.
Creamy.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. And then you
Okay.
add like a sugar-free pudding into it, like from Jell-O, and it just like, oh, it's just amazing.
I actually made an iced coffee with it the other day. So instead of using like cream, the protein, you can use
Right.
the protein.
You were telling me that you do that with and the collagen too, right?
Yeah, I add, so I'll add
Or
like
creatine.
creatine, and then instead of like using the cream, basically a protein shake, but with like almond milk and coffee, and then the pre-workout, not pre-workout, oh my gosh, but the protein.
Right. Yeah, no,
So
that's
literally
a great,
just shaking it up with some
Huh,
almond
okay.
milk, and then I use instant coffee, I always have. So like make it hot, but then ice it, and then pour your protein in it, and it's like cream. It's
Right.
like creamy and coffee.
That's the great thing about our supplements is that they're very clean and they have good flavors, but they're not overpowering.
Yeah.
So you can mix them with things. You can, especially the greens. I know that that was a big pet peeve of mine because I've had so many green
Yes.
products.
I mix the greens
What did you do with the greens?
I mix the greens with the protein as well, and
Did
it's
you
like
do-
it's like a little orange sickly type of
sounds
drink.
really
Oh,
good.
because
Yeah.
it tastes the peach. Which one did you use? The peach or the
I use
tangerine?
the tangerine,
Okay.
so like just like has like a creamy orange sickle taste. I do that with almond milk. I use the
Guys,
greens
you're
and
so
almond
You're
milk.
very creative.
Very
I'm
creative.
so
I'm
bored.
so basic. I just
I
need
know,
a protein
me
shake
too,
and
me
that's
too.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I first tried it with almond milk, and I was like, oh, this is really good. And I was like, let me try it with the protein. So I tried it with the protein. I was like, now you're doing your 2-in-1 drink. So
I have to get better at being creative because I feel like it's so easy nowadays. Everything's on the go, right? So
Convenience.
at my
Yeah.
gym, they have the little smoothie counter and the protein.
Oh yeah.
And you have to just kind of stop and say, maybe I need to take more time in the morning because number one, I'm walking out of the gym spending $12 on
I
a
know.
smoothie,
Yeah.
right?
on top of your membership.
Exactly, and I know they have the ingredients listed, but I actually don't know the quality
Yeah.
of the ingredients. I don't know what I'm putting in my body. So I am definitely going to follow up with you on some of those recipes because I should, and you could probably pre-prepare things, put them in a blender, and then just have almost like you food prep where you have things for a couple of days maybe if you're mixing bananas or strawberries.
Yeah, and it's good with in like Greek yogurt and stuff. I've made it with Greek yogurt. Just like protein is good with anything.
With
It's-
anything,
Yeah.
right.
Like it's to have a sweet tooth. That's like perfect.
What I wanted to ask you is because you said something very interesting, and I'm curious. 'Cause I know when Jessica started going through her weight loss journey, I remember you telling me this before that you didn't even think about supplements at first, which
Yeah.
completely makes sense, right? We always talk about setting smart goals. You don't want to set a goal that has too much involved, is too complex. So that was 100%. Obviously, it worked for you. You did the right thing, right? When you started, did you go right into using supplements?
I did not. So my first
Okay.
60 pounds was just cardio. I knew nothing about strength
Amazing.
training. I knew nothing about supplementation, protein powders. I just really started making healthier choices with my eating and just did cardio. But it wasn't until I started following massive weight loss accounts and I knew okay, you have 245 pounds to lose. You need to follow people that are doing it, that have done it. And that's why I stumbled across Motiv-8. I just realized, granted I was taking supplements, but there wasn't that actual line that did everything that I needed.
Right.
So I didn't take them until about my first 60 pounds loss.
Yeah, which makes sense, right? Because then you've reached that one milestone.
Yes.
And then the next one is, okay, this is working for me, and my body is reacting, and I'm feeling better, and what else can I do? to kind of enhance and move that along.
But if I could give anyone advice, it's you should start with them from the beginning. It is so important because it's not just about setting a standard, but they enhance your results. So regardless of how much work you put in at the gym and eating healthy, if you don't have a supplementation line that enhances those results, you have a good probability of quitting a lot sooner.
That's an excellent point, right? Because I know supplements are confusing for people who are new to the gym or who just haven't used them, right? There's so much out there in the market, and how do I know what to do? But I can speak from my own experience about what you just said, which is, I'm 54, and I've always been into fitness, and I was a ballerina, but there's a lot changes as you get older.
Yeah.
And it's not just with your body, but it's also just life, right? I know you're a mom like me. My girls are a lot older now. But I went through a period when my girls were growing up where I was just really feeling tired. And I just couldn't do the right thing when it came to food. It was really difficult for me to put the right nutrients. So when I started taking supplements, it was helping me not to feel discouraged.
Yes.
Right? And like, for example, I would force myself, sometimes I didn't want to go to the gym, I would force myself to get a workout. And if I didn't take any sort of amino or recovery, I was just so sore, and it gets worse now. So I find that, but how do you, what other advice, I'll ask you, because you started kind of later into the journey. What would you tell somebody who wants to lose weight or just wants to start on a fitness routine and doesn't know where to start? How do you learn about the supplements?
So for me, it was like on a day where I was like so tired, and I had a goal. I knew I had a goal, but like it was just kind of like, oh, I'm so tired. Like I need caffeine. Like I need something that's gonna get me excited to like be pumped up in the gym. And for me, I am someone who will get motivated by buying something for myself when it comes to going to the gym, whether it's a pair of headphones, whether it's a new pre-workout I want to try, or whether it's like a protein bar or something. I'm like, ooh, I want to try this after my workout or something. But whenever I like went into supplements, pre-workout was the number one for me. So I needed that like caffeine, I needed that like extra pump. And I remember taking like pre-workout for the first time and going and like having like such a good workout. But I never like say, oh, you need it, but it does enhance, it does like add to, it just adds to it.
It accelerates your results.
Yeah, it makes you, like, for instance, burn, like the endorphins I get from taking it, like I don't really care for energy drinks. But whenever I take like a burn, because I'm like, I want to take it because I know the endorphins I get from it. I get happy. Like if I'm sitting in my car and I'm like, before I like go into the gym, I like, pump myself up, take my pre-workout, wait a little bit for it to kick in. I'm like, all right, I'm ready and I'm going in, and I have such a good workout. So I always say like, okay, if you need it and you're like on your last, like you're in your break where you're like, oh, I want to go, but I don't know, try it. It doesn't hurt to try it. If you don't want to add that into it, you don't have to, but it does help. It does help your journey.
Right. I think that's great advice. And the other thing I always like to say is, my daughters they're working out at the gym, and they were first very intimidated because they felt like they walked in and they didn't know what to do. And I'm just a big believer in, if you want to do something, don't be embarrassed to ask about it. And I think that's a great philosophy to use when it comes to supplements. You're not expected at any level, right? No matter how knowledgeable you are about anything, to know everything.
Yeah.
So we really try as part of the community to help with those sort of questions. And we're going to obviously link all of your channels in our description. So anyone can reach out to you guys. If they relate to one of you, just ask, right?
Yeah.
Because what do I start with? And you don't have to start off with everything. I think you just...
Yeah. I think a greens powder is really good to start off with, because we don't get, like, a lot of people don't get the nutrients that they need from vegetables. They don't always eat vegetables. I know I don't always eat vegetables. Like, I don't know, I just don't. But when you have, the greens powder, I started because I didn't eat vegetables at all.
I'm the same way. I'm so bad with that.
I would look at green and I'm like,
you're
ew.
way better. I know you. She's laughing. She's like, I love veggie sushi.
I love sushi. I love sushi, but I love vegetables now. But whenever I started, I didn't try a vegetable.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
So I started again. Whenever I think I started taking pre-workout, that's when I was like, all right, I need something to supplement vegetables, because I know my hair is thinning, and I know when you go through a weight loss, like your body is just going through it all. So I was losing, like my hair was thinning and stuff, and I knew I needed nutrients in my body because I knew that I was not getting that from vegetables, obviously. So I would always recommend a greens powder, because you can't go wrong with a greens powder.
No, it's
like you're just adding. Like, it's not gonna make you lose weight. It's gonna help with bloating when it comes to like digestion. But like, I don't like when people promote it like, oh, it's gonna make you lose weight, because that's not what it's
not
gonna
good.
do. It's good for your
giving
health.
your body the nutrients that you don't
that you need to
always
digest.
have a chance. I agree.
Exactly. So that's something I do always recommend. Like, pre-workout, yes, caffeine, I say go for it if you need it. I love it, and like, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital before someone tells me to not take. No, I'm kidding. But I will always recommend it.
I think that's excellent advice. And I have a question for you. Okay, because I know you obviously went through a very big weight loss journey also, but you took it to the next level. And you did one bikini competition.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. What was it, about a year ago?
It was in 2022, April 2022, when like I first started like my weight loss journey. So I started in 2014.
Okay.
And I was at 240 pounds. And a year into it, I suddenly had like this idea, like it would be so crazy for like to take my body from a 240 pound body to like a bikini competitor. I just thought it was just so cool.
I was
how
so
cool
happy when I saw you decided to do that.
And it was just like, okay, I might want to do this then. And then like I started looking into it, and I like that lifestyle. Well, not like, because you can't live in that lifestyle. Like you can't just like stay, because it's not like
it's not sustainable, but it's a goal.
Like
I wanted something to
Yeah, like I wanted to go through that. I wanted to experience that and be like, ooh, I'm like eating like a bodybuilder, and like just go through the whole experience and stuff. And so yeah, I did. I ended up competing, and I placed in 4th. There was like 6 girls, and I was able to place in 4th. Like, I could cry right now just thinking.
Even
about it,
the
like,
fact
it was just
that
so cool.
You had the discipline and the motivation to do that, and I know you just absolutely loved the experience.
Yeah,
right?
I loved it. Yeah. And eventually, like, I do want to go back and do that again, but now just like in a different category or division. Like, I want to do like wellness this time. Yeah. But it's like, I absolutely loved it. It was like a really cool experience, and I had fun with it. And like it was just cool to be able to accomplish that goal, that like dream goal.
What did you learn about supplementation with the competing? Because I did a few competitions myself, and for me that was a big learning. It was about supplementation, but also just about diet and nutrition. And really the big thing I learned from competing was that everybody's body is so different. Right? So I did 3 shows. The first show I was using a diet that was not custom for me, and I looked awful. I lost so much weight. I did not feel proud of my body. And then by the 3rd competition, I worked with somebody who helped me understand my body. And I think as women, that's just a big issue, right? Especially listen, we're all on social media, but we're all looking at
other women.
Yeah. And even though women say we're all in it together, it's not the case. A lot of women feel competitive.
Yeah.
And, I saw a saying the other day was like, her beauty doesn't dull your beauty, right?
Yeah.
And I think we just have to all remember that. So for me, competing was a great way to learn about my body, but then also the supplements that I needed to take. Creatine was a big one for me. Did you have to use any supplements that you weren't using in your daily life, or just any of them?
I didn't add like anything new to it. I was just using like Burn for like just like the caffeine, and then I would take the protein, And then like I would use greens. Just like I started using them a lot more too when I was like competing too, like because I feel like it helped me.
Good.
And then like the sleep and stuff because I really needed to be able to sleep and like get like my 8 hours of sleep. But
Right, that's really important. Sleep is, I think one of
Needed.
the underrated,
The most underrated.
the most underrated
Yes.
and the most important.
It affects every level of your life, from your mood to your workouts, to the way
weight
that you
loss.
work,
Weight loss.
your weight loss, your
Lose
cortisol
weight.
levels. It's men and women. They underestimate the importance of sleep.
Yeah.
I think because it's always like the first thing to cut out.
Yeah.
Because everyone's lives are so busy, or people want to have fun. We were talking about FOMO. Is that how you say it? The
FOMO.
fear of missing out.
Fear of missing
So,
out.
so it's like, okay, well, what? I need to finish the project. What do I cut out? I'll just.
Yeah.
I won't sleep as long, or I
Yeah.
want to go to that, concert. What'll I cut out? I just won't go to bed very late.
Yeah.
So yeah. So and we have a sleep product which is great. We actually just implemented or we launched magnesium.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
have you guys tried it at all? Because if you
I'm
haven't, I
a
want
big magnesium person.
it made such a difference.
It
in my
relaxes you,
sleep.
absolutely.
I had no idea until we started to create this formula. I was testing it out. I sleep so much better.
So for me, magnesium, and this is every brand, I think you have to work your way up to it, but I always wake up with headaches. So I like...
You do.
Yeah,
Okay, interesting.
But that's what... I've tried like 4 different types of magnesium because I know how... It's really important. It's
It
a
is
really
important,
good
yeah. But maybe
supplement.
that's just your body, and
Yeah,
like we were
but I
saying
think I
before.
have to like work my way up. So maybe if I take like 1 a day or like a half, so I do the scoops, like maybe like a half a scoop. But it's just for me, I just wake up with headaches.
You could also be getting magnesium in your diet because there is a recommended dosage.
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
whether it's 300
over.
Yeah, you may
Yeah.
already have that in your diet.
Yeah.
So you don't.
I mean, I already sleep pretty well as it is, so
fine.
not to
Okay.
brag, but
And I know that you said something, and this question stuck with me. And you said, like, what advice would you give to anybody starting? And like you brought up how like people are self-conscious in the gym, and then like we just overcomplicate things. Like whether it's the gym or healthy eating or supplementation, like just start. Like you don't have to like see the end of the tunnel right now. Just start. Like take a step. And if you're someone that's like starting your weight loss journey, even if you start making healthier choices you started, even if you sign up for the gym and you start going,
Right.
the fact is that you actually started something. So like they don't have to overcomplicate when it comes to supplementation. If you know what your goals are, like we as a brand, like we have so many amazing affiliates and athletes, so just reach out to one of us. Like where I'm just starting, what should I take? Do your research, but it doesn't have to be overcomplicated. You don't need to have all 16
Yeah,
things.
exactly.
Just
Right,
start.
right.
Like have the confidence and just be able to say I started and show up for yourself.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
important.
It's definitely, and I like the saying, people talk about motivation all the time.
you're not always going to be motivated.
It's to me, it's more about the word discipline.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
habits.
discipline.
Discipline.
And habits
Yeah.
and lifestyle, because you're not if you
No.
wait to do anything when you're motivated,
It runs out.
Yeah.
It runs out.
It,
You have to be
it
disciplined.
runs out. And the other thing is talk a little bit about exercise in general. So as you guys know, I am kind of known for jumping rope.
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you why I started jumping rope. And I only bring this topic in because it has to do with just starting, right? Because I think so many people, they just get so overwhelmed by it. What do I do? Or I don't like this or I don't like that. So I was always into weightlifting, but I never really did cardio. And I knew that it was important for me, for my heart health, to do cardio. But a lot of my friends were runners, and I just cannot
I
run.
can't
Does
eat
that do any of you guys?
If you
Little
see me
bit,
run,
but
you better
not-
run too. I am not running.
I love
Absolutely
that.
That's cute. That's cute.
I get like runner's high, so that's like
It's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard you get that after 2 miles. I can't go
I
like
can't
5
do miles.
feet because I just don't know. So anyway, I figured that's how I started to jump rope because I found someone in my gym who was jumping rope. And I'm curious to hear. We know that you like running. What you guys
The
when you
Stairmaster.
For cardio.
Stairmaster.
All
Yeah.
day,
Do you?
every day. It's the booty builder. It's the
is it
heart
the big
racer.
one you use or
Yes,
like the little
it's
pumper?
just. I started it because of the 9/11 challenge. Yeah, there was a 9/11 challenge one time, and it was like if you can do one of the Twin Towers, which was 111 flights. Like it was just something I did as like a tribute to 9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did it, and I almost died the first time. but it was like this adrenaline, and I saw my body changing, and I'm just like, I love this machine, and it's just something that I've always gone back to, even after like recovering from neck surgery, back and knee surgeries. Like my biggest goal was getting back to the Stairmaster, because it just is such a good fat burner.
So I want to get to you, but before we do that, if you notice, right, when we all talk about our favorite form of exercise, we all get excited.
Light up.
But that's what I really want people watching this who haven't made that step yet to understand, is that exercise is not supposed to be torture.
Yeah,
It's not a punishment.
So if you're doing something that's torturous, do something else.
Yeah, I would always make a challenge. So like, for me with the Stairmaster, because I mean, it's a love-hate, but like, it's all about the challenge. So one day I'm gonna say, okay, my goal today is to do 50 floors. And then the next time I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna do 50 floors in this amount of minutes. And then every time I'm gonna try to bump down my time on the Stairmaster, whether it's a mile or if it's a Stairmaster, or I'm like, okay, if I did 50 floors, I can do another 50. So let me get to that 100 floors. And then it's like, I want to get to 100 floors in less than 20 minutes. So it's all a game.
Personal
It's
best.
all about
It's personal
the challenge.
I want to hear yours.
What do you like?
I also love the Stairmaster. Like, just because I feel like it's like running, like if you're on the treadmill,
So that's
you can't
what
be
the
on your
booty's
phone.
from. That's
Yeah.
what that
From
booty's
a lot of,
Like, how did Grace get that booty?
Close up on the butt, guys. I'm just kidding.
Have you
Stairmaster.
guys ever done the arc trainer?
Yes, I use that for
thing
a
is
long time.
underrated.
What is, I don't
Yes.
know what that is.
It's a cross between the stair climber and the elliptical.
Yes, but you're using your arms too. But it's not like a bicycle. I don't know how, but
Do you step up when you do it?
It's like
It's a side to side. It's more of like it's not an elliptical.
Oh,
where you're
the
going
thing that
around.
goes
I
like
think
this?
I've
Yes.
seen it.
Oh,
I
those
know
are
that's
good.
good.
It's like a long stride.
It's like
so
a
it's like
glide.
a run.
Yeah.
You can put run mode on
Right.
where it's less on your knees. So if like you want to run, but you want to get that high from the run, and you want to be less on your knees, use the arc trainer. You're also using your arms too, or you can just use your legs.
Right.
But that's a really good one too. That's one of my
But I also do love jumping rope though, because like I think it's really easy. Like if you don't want to go to the gym, I think like if you just have a jump rope at home, like I love like just jumping rope, and it just gets my heart rate going.
Yep.
So I love doing that for cardio too. Like if I don't want to leave the house, like I love jumping
great
rope.
to
It's fun.
Right, it's great to have options that you like that you can do at home and to just mix it up. And I find also like the older I get, because I've been at the gym for so long, I like to get outdoors. Now I live in Florida, so I try not to have guilt about things. I used to feel guilty if I didn't get in my weight training session, but now if I just don't feel like going to the gym the day, I still want to move, so I can go for a walk on the beach, the jumping rope. Touching on that subject, I'm just really curious because I think everybody faces this, which is, have you had times where you just thought, I can't do this, I don't want to do this anymore, and even though you have the discipline, you just can't get that.
All the time.
Do you?
And the only thing that keeps me going is looking at where I started. Like, put your before picture on your wallpaper. It's not like a cocky or an arrogant thing to do. It's, you need that. Like, every time you want to eat like crap, or every time you want to miss a workout, and you look at the way you looked before, it's not just feeling like ashamed of how you looked, it's how you felt. And it's like, there's so many levels of why I started. So I always say, like, whenever you want to stop, just remember why you started.
Yeah.
100%.
That's beautiful.
Because that's how I feel too. Like I don't think I've ever like had the mentality of like I'm just gonna quit now, because like life happens. There's gonna be ups and downs, like weight loss, like
Exactly.
you'll gain weight.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, for me, like gaining weight and stuff, I'm not like sad about it. It got to me a little bit, but I'm like, no, like I'm a mom. My dad just passed away. Like we moved. There's a lot of stuff that happened this last year, but it's not gonna like it brought me down a little bit, but it's just like this is life. And so I never said like I'm gonna give up, like I'm done, because I don't want to feel the way that I felt at 240 pounds. Like I will never let myself feel like that ever again, because everything's so much harder when you like with my recent weight gain right now. Like I feel like, oh my gosh, I remember like I'm so much more tired now. Like to like just to go for a jog or something, like things like just even like normal things, just like getting off the ground, like things are just a little bit more difficult. And I'm like, okay, no, I need to get healthy again and like go back to you know, like just get back to just feeling in a better mood.
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. Like, I always think about where I started and how I felt at such a young age. Like, I was 19 when I started, and I had high blood pressure. I didn't want to go out with my friends. Like, I don't want to go back to that feeling. Also, like, now being in this lifestyle for like 7 years now, it's a lifestyle. So, like Grace said, it's not every day, or even you said, you don't have to go to the gym 7 days a week, be in the gym 2-3 hours a
You'll
day.
quit if it's impossible
like,
like that. We're
like,
human.
and on the days where I want to just sit in my room and have a day where I want to watch TV, I'm gonna allow myself to watch TV and have a slice of pizza or have a ice cream cookie. Like, I allow myself to have that, because if I didn't, this lifestyle wouldn't be sustainable. I would be back to where I was at 320 plus pounds if I forced myself to go to the gym every day. Even if I'm going to the gym for 30 minutes a day, it's still something. If I go take a walk outside for 10 minutes, it's still something. I'm not quitting. Like, I'm never gonna be like, all right, I'm done. Like, even like now, if I have a cheat week, say a cheat week or a cheat weekend, I'm like, all right, I'm so ready. You were just saying this earlier. I can't wait to get home and get back on my schedule. It's all about schedule. It's about what you put in your body,
routine,
feeling good, because you don't want to feel sluggish. Like, you know, it's just.
I think I love everything that you guys said. The biggest thing that makes me happy, because I hear this from our customers all the time, is just how when you live a good lifestyle, you feel better. And I love that every one of you said that, because I just really think in the world today there's so much focus on, you know, outer beauty and aesthetics, and that's why I started doing social medias, because I had teenagers and it was really bothering me. Everyone wants to look good. We all want to look good, but you can look amazing and not feel good. So what good does that do you, right? Health is like the number one holy grail.
And comparison these days, because social media is so big right now. So even like us as like weight loss influencers, I mean, I know I could compare myself to another weight loss influencer and be like, I feel like I need to be like on top of my game, like she's on top of her game. But like this girl over here that's not on top of, looks like she's on top of her game because it's on social media, but she doesn't have to be, where I feel like she is on top of her game and I need to be like that, so I'm comparing, and that's like, you know,
probably the worst thing.
What is the quote? The comparison
is the thief of joy.
Yeah, exactly.
I've heard of that. I forgot about that.
You're comparing your real life to someone's online reel.
Right.
I mean? And that's a shame,
the thief
because
of joy.
Because no one's gonna share like their real life. Like, they could look like super like tiny. Like, when I was going through something, I got like really tiny. And so then everyone's like, wow, like you look so good. But inside, I felt like crap.
You probably didn't feel as good as
I
you
didn't.
feel now.
I was like, I'd rather be how I am right now and like be happy and like be myself. Like, so it's not all.
And we have large followings, but we're just as real as everybody else. Like, even together, if we take a picture, like today we were taking pictures, for every 12, we only kept one. You know, like you only post
20.
You only post what you want people to see.
Exactly.
So I'm not sharing with you the one where my double chin is showing, or
I was like, wait a minute, hold on, sorry,
or this is my good side.
I agree with that, but I also have to say, one of the things I like about our community is
we're transparent.
I do think we're like very
real.
honest.
Oh yes, in many ways, yes.
And it makes me feel so good because like the whole cellulite thing, like when people post that they have cellulite, I'm like, yes, I'm not the only one.
It feels good to see that, like the rawness of people.
You have to have a balance of both, you know.
I find if I look for perfection, I just want to give up because it's not attainable. So if I know that, you know, I can, like what you said, just be the best version of me without being at one extreme or the other, and just kind of living a healthy lifestyle. And I think you guys, you've talked about so many great topics. I think the only other thing that, unless you have other things that you want to share, is something that's really has been always important to me is just to talk about like how fitness and health is a lifestyle.
Absolutely.
And how you have, because it's not easy, right? Life is so busy, and we have all these kind of things pulling us in opposite directions. We have careers, and then we have relationships and children and pets and parents and health issues. And so the number one thing that I have just has been really worked for me in my life is just, I'm not perfect, but I feel like I've been really consistent about my lifestyle.
Yeah.
And you know, I've led a clean life. I don't really drink or do anything bad for me. I'm not perfect. I like to have fun just like everybody else. So just if you can spend a few seconds talking about, you know, the lifestyle that you lead and why you think having other people do the same would help them just to be happier and feel good.
So the first thing is to differentiate a diet and a lifestyle. Diets have an end date. Lifestyles are for life, and
Love
that's
it.
what most people don't understand. Like when you start, like that's it, right? If you diets have an expiration date. So if you don't make it a lifestyle, if you don't actually create these habits in real life, and like Jess said, having the balance and being okay with it, like knowing that you're going to mess up on your nutrition, and like when it comes down to like training clients and friends and family, I always say like you have to think of your nutrition as your car. If you got a flat tire driving somewhere, you don't get out and slash the other three and say screw my car. Like you get back on track, and like you have to think of this as a lifestyle, that you're always just on track, and if you fall off a little bit, you're back. And if you have these habits that are just part of your daily routine, you're not gonna completely fall off. There's no way. But if you always set these expectations and dates, you're way more inclined to fall off, and I'm sure they can agree as they share theirs as well.
Yeah. For me, I mean, this lifestyle has clearly changed my life, because I think back to like being at 320 pounds and then just automatically getting this mindset shift of losing this 160 pounds plus, and then all of a sudden getting cancer, which never knew was going to be in my cards. So I think about, okay, like what if I never had that mindset switch? Cancer was always in my cards. Would I have been able to fight that cancer? Would my body physically been able to go through it mentally, physically, all of that stuff? So I always think like, wow, like that is crazy to think about, because I don't know where my life would be.
Someone was watching over you to give you that determination.
It's like, exactly. So it's like, okay, I was able to do that. And then just to where I'm at now in life, it's like, I just lost my mom 2 years ago. So it's like, I'm like so thankful she was there with me in that cancer journey. But it's like, okay, I went through this big struggle in my life, and if I beat cancer, I could, you know, get through anything. Like that's like that. It all started with my lifestyle change, like not focusing on like, oh, I gotta diet every single day, because like life happens and you're gonna fall off track, not technically fall off, but you can only fall off as if you give up. So it's just constantly like going. It's life.
And I think what you're all saying is that nobody said I wanted to lose 50 pounds. It just I just wanted to feel better.
Yeah.
I wanted to be healthier. And so that creates a lifestyle instead of, like you said, something with like an expiration date. Because you can lose that 50 pounds, but then you can start abusing your body in other ways, or you can gain it back. Exactly.
Yeah.
And you have a lot going on in your life. I have a little boy, and
Yeah, so when I first started, like I wanted to just completely change my lifestyle too. When I changed it, it was when Tommy and I had just gotten married, and I got to move out of my parents' house and be a big girl and like moving with my husband, like yay. And so one of the things, like it was like at the beginning of like our marriage, I said, I think we should go through like our pantry and just like get rid of like all, you know, unhealthy things, because I'm ready to
it was like your independence. You wanted to kind of get started on a good foot.
Yeah, and Tommy was like super supportive, and he was just like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And so we were kind of just like, what is it, like soulmates, like, or what they say, like to be able to just like start it together. And we ended up like getting, we bought like a treadmill and a weights machine, put it in the house, and we made it into like our lifestyle. Like we're like, I would come home and then cook like chicken, like just like really healthy meals, and try out different healthy meals. And so it became like our lifestyle. And so because I didn't want to be like just feeling like crap all the time. And so, but I'm grateful that I started it and that my husband like helped me with it too, like being supportive and stuff. I'm super grateful that I started it because now that like I'm a mom, well, like first, like I wanted to lose weight so that way I could like, you know, like I could be healthy for like when I'm pregnant. And then like after having Maddox, like I'm glad that I did start this whole lifestyle because like now I have energy for him.
Right.
And so because I want to stay healthy, I want to live long, like I want to be here and like watch him like grow up and like get married and like talking about kids is so like because I miss them right now. I'm like, oh my gosh,
You'll see him tomorrow.
No, yeah, I'll see him tomorrow.
Yeah, it's
and
good.
yeah, and so like and what I love especially too with like being a mom and like living this lifestyle is that my son Maddox is actually looking up to me on these things. Like like if I'm working out, then he'll like he knows like, oh mama, look, I can do a push-up. Like he'll show me like doing push-ups, or like he'll come and train with me and like he'll do like lunges with me. And it's just I like to set that example for him because that like eventually like once he gets older he can be like my gym partner or something. And so now I love, like I'm glad that I started when I did because it has completely changed my life.
It was a good timing. And having a support system and people in your life that lead the same lifestyle, I think is critical. You know, that's one of the reasons, really the most important reason why I love being involved with social media and with Motiv-8. Because yes, there's people in my hometown that I have things in common with, but you know, you're just kind of isolated to that one area. And I would never have met you guys if it wasn't through social media, right?
Yeah.
And there's so many other people that I feel so blessed. It has expanded my life as it's expanded yours.
Absolutely.
And you know, just seeing people at all ages in all different places of the world that they live in. You know, and it just, I think having a sense of community is really the one thing that just keeps us all going. So you guys have been amazing. Did I not cover things? Is there anything that you would like to talk about?
I think there's something that like is important to tie together. So we talked about like starting our journeys and we talked about transparency. And I think what we miss is like how to keep going when things happen in life. And like we all have things like that happen to us in life, like Jess with her cancer, us with deaths in the family, marriages, divorces, kids, like real life events. And like everybody in the world goes through things, and those are the reasons that they fall off or that they stop.
Yes.
And that's why it's so important that we share our journey, and that we like, you should ask other people, like share your journey, because there's other people that are going through what you went through. Like life events are going to happen. Unfortunately, we're going to lose people, whether it's through divorces, whether it's through deaths, regardless, right? Things in life are going to happen. We'll lose jobs, we'll lose friends, we'll battle major health issues and surgeries and accidents, but it's about the comeback, right? And I think that when you have a good community and you share your story, like that's unlocking somebody else's story. So you should always share that. And
I agree. One of my favorite sayings is like, the one thing in life you can always count on is change.
Absolutely.
Right? So you can't.
The scariest thing.
Yeah.
It's always very scary because it's the unknown, right? But it's gonna happen. Sometimes when we plan it, sometimes when we don't plan it.
And most likely, we don't plan any of this stuff to happen to us.
We always like to make our plans, and then somehow the world has a way kind of changing. So I think the people that can be the happiest are the people that can just kind of like go with the flow, accept it. But yes,
you can come back from anything.
Yeah.
Anything. And we proved that. Like, there are people that stop when they have a child because they've given up. There are people that would get cancer and think that it's their end game. And it's like, no, like you come back swinging. A divorce, you come back swinging. You lose people, you come back swinging. Like, you have to do it for you. Yeah. And that's what it comes down to. But you just can't give up.
Yep, I love it. Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Oh.
Thank you.
It was so, I have to tell you, I mean, I know you guys because we work together and we all love Motiv-8, but it's been so amazing to just get to know you this weekend on a personal level.
Getting to meet you.
Because this is my passion. You know, it's been my passion since I was a little girl.
And ours too, which is like, and to see you part of it, it couldn't make me want to be more involved.
That means a lot.
Yeah.
Because you could tell that you love
Yeah.
what you do. Like, you're very
Yeah.
passionate.
Yeah.
And
I
you're
am.
so sweet to like, it's just so easy. Like,
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Oh,
Yes, like I
Denise,
said,
she's the
motivated
sweetest.
is
Oh
a
my
family.
God.
It's a
Yes.
family.
All right, I think we're good.
Yeah.
We're good?
Sorry if we talk too much.